What's going on, guys? It's your boy LQ, Mr. Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Fire content only. You know the vibes, people. We are here for the Week 5 waiver wire pickups. It's crazy. Week 5 already. We are flying through this right now. So I don't want to waste any more time. So let's get right into the episode. So make sure you guys hit that link in the bio. Check out prizepicks.com. Use promo code FCO when you guys sign up. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit as a new user. FCO. Fire content only. So let's get into these waiver wire pickups for week 5. Whoa, we are flying through. I cannot believe we're 5 weeks in. But these guys need to be picked up off the wire and put onto your rosters. Drop those bench warmers. Get them out of there. If they're not producing, get them out of the way. You don't want a corpse on your bench. You don't want a dead body on your bench because these bye weeks, they're coming up. They're coming up. Week 6 is where the bye weeks hit in. You need guys that can be called upon to be plug-and-play guys that can produce points for you. So let's get into it. So my first guy is Damien Williams. Obviously, with David Montgomery dealing with injury, he's likely to miss some type of time. So Williams obviously needs to be picked up, being that he's already seeing targets out of the backfield, being that he can possibly fall into a Monty workload. So he's definitely a top priority for me, being that injuries are going around. Hamstring season is here, people. So if you got guys like Mixon or CMC or Monty that are out on injury, these are high-profile guys, you might as well go pick up a Damien Williams. Again, I don't want my league make that has a Monty be able to pick up Williams. So go out there and get him. Make sure you're not helping your other league mates. That's just how I look at it. I'd rather have, a Williams on my bench other than facing him the next week where he goes completely bonkers on me. So that's my strategy. Do not help your league mates at all. Be that guy that's hoarding all the good value on your bench. Be that guy. Next up, another running back, Samaje Perine. Like I said before, Joe Mixon and CMC, Monty, all these guys are dealing with injury right now. They're not serious injuries, so they could be back. So these are all short-term, basically investments. But I look at it like this. If you have your league mate that has a Monty, a CMC, or a Mixon, in this situation, I'm only picking up Samaje Perine based on he could also fall into a workload that Mixon can have. Mixon right now is dealing with ankle injury. Week to week, day to day is what we're being told from Zach Taylor. But hey, I'm picking up Samaje, who has a 28% roster exposure right now, to not help out my league mate who has Mixon, to not face a Samaje Perine the following week when he explodes, like I said before. So he's definitely a pickup for me based on I know he could be the pure runner. Chris Evans is also there as well, but I'm not throwing shots at both of them. It's one or the other. And I'd rather have the guy that's going to be the pure runner, who's going to be able to see some type of targets out of backfield as well, on top of having the goal line red zone duty as well. So, hey, I want me some Samaje Perine for the cheap, for the low, 28% roster exposure. Definitely go get him now. Jumping into a wide receiver, my boy AJ Green with a nice 38% roster exposure right now, where he is tied with a target share with D-Hop. He's tied with D-Hop with red zone targets as well. So therefore, the last 4 weeks, he had 6 targets. He's having a healthy target share, people. AJ Green is performing. He's putting points on the board. Like I said, the last 4 weeks, 6 targets in each of those games. So he's being able to have the vine. He's producing, finding the end zone as well. This is something that I'm not going to say we expected, but I expected, because not many people out there was rooting or pushing for AJ Green. So again, AJ Green, only 38% roster exposure. You need to be picking him right now, because again, those bye weeks are coming. AJ Green has more fantasy points than Robert Woods, Allen Robinson, and even CeeDee Lamb right now. And when it comes to fantasy points, Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster, the list goes on. AJ Green is outperforming these guys in fantasy points. It's only more of a reason why you need a guy that can be plug and play, because once these bye weeks hit, this is where people get exposed. This is where people are like, wow, I wish I picked up this guy off the waiver wire when he's only at a 38% roster exposure right now on sleeper.com. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing right now? Go get you some AJ Green, please. Now let's show the tight end some love. First tight end that I want to give a shout out to, man, is Dawson Knox, man. He is showing up, showing out. I think, Josh Allen's starting to get his trust into Knox. He's starting to bloom into something special. Again, most of these people out here are streaming tight ends. I definitely think he can be more so of a long-term, investment. I definitely think right now him being able to find the end zone is just a +1 on top of that. So he might actually see some type of volume going into the following week. So I definitely think Knox is an ad. He's at 49% roster exposure. It is a little high, but there's still a chance you can go out and get him. So for my next tight end, man, Dalton Schultz, man, he has been heating up, and I definitely think you can rely on him moving forward. This is more so a long-term investment rather than a short-term investment, because I do understand Blake Jarwin's there, but Schultz ultimately just looks completely better. And I've been seeing the flashes since last season to where Schultz is a must-add. I've been stashing him in most of my leagues, dynasty leagues, et cetera, et cetera. It just looks like Dak is getting more of a chemistry and connection build with a Dalton Schultz. So please go pick him up right now with only a 38% roster exposure. Full send. Now, next up, this might sound totally left field, but it might, be a nice pickup. I'm talking Khalif Vermont. I mean, the last 2 weeks, he's had 16 targets, and he already, after 2 weeks, jumped to the top of the table in that wide receiver core, leading them in target share. So I definitely think he has a healthy target share. Obviously, we already know Hawk and Swift are going to be the 1 and 2 there. But obviously, Goff needs that security blanket outside those guys when teams start game planning against a Hawkinson, or they start game planning against Williams and Swift. So I definitely think Ramon right now is definitely a nice security blanket to where we're seeing 16 targets in the last 2 games. Why not? Why not? He only has a 2% roster exposure right now. So it's not like you're going out in competition to go get him, because I'm probably sure you're not going to get that many people right now telling you to go pick him up. But I'm telling you to pick him up because, again, those bye weeks are coming. He was able to find the end zone twice last week. So what are we talking about? What are we going to be risking picking him up? I don't think he's a corpse. I don't think he's a zombie. I don't think he's a bench warmer. I think he will definitely be able to find the red zone and be able to produce there because, again, he's up there with a Swift. He's up there with a Hawk when it comes to that healthy target share. So he's outperforming the rest of those wide receivers on the board. So therefore, again, Jared Goff needs that security blanket. He's not going to be able to lean on Hawk every single game, and Swift is not going to be able to produce because he just had a bad game last week as well. So again, you need to be picking up guys that are hot right now and don't be late to the party. So this wraps up another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please check out the website. Get yourself some merch, realdealfantasyhq.com. Using promo code on prizepicks.com when you sign up, FCO, and you'll be able to match up to $100. So I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Peace.